Should you pay off your student loans or should you invest? The answer to that question is dependent upon what your interest rate is and what your income is relative to your debt. If you owe more than 2 times your income, then there's a pretty good chance that you're going to go for a loan forgiveness strategy. In that case, you don't want to make big payments on your loans because they're eventually going to be forgiven. That means you're going to be paying a big tax on a forgiven balance because the forgiven balance is considered taxable income by the IRS. In that case, you probably want to take money that you would have been putting towards the debt and putting it into a brokerage account and index funds instead. That is a decision that's primarily based off of the forgiveness math making more sense than paying down the debt with a refinancing approach. If it does make sense to refinance your loans and perhaps you owe less than 2 times your income and you want to cut your interest rate from 7% or 6% to 4 or 5%, then the question becomes a little bit dicier. Do you pay down your loans at a 5-year term instead of a 10 or 15-year term? What should you prioritize? My first suggestion for pretty much anyone is that you focus on retirement savings first. Retirement savings are very important because you're not able to catch up in prior years that you don't max out your accounts, even though you didn't put in as much as you were allowed to. So particularly for people who are higher income individuals, you should be putting away the $18,500 maximum for the 2018 tax year for your 401k or 403b plan. That will allow you to shield money from taxes, and if you're going for a forgiveness-based approach, lower your student loan payments as well. Beyond that, if you're going for forgiveness, you want to put the money into a tax bomb account to cover your index fund investments and have that money ready to go for the tax bomb. If that's not your approach, if you do have the loans that you have to pay down with a 4 or 5% interest rate, keep in mind that when you pay down your debt, you're not actually getting a 4 or 5% return. It's actually less than that for some complex math reasons. So you're actually getting maybe like 2 or 3% on a compounded basis. So that's your hurdle rate for deciding whether or not you're going to invest versus pay down your debt. Maybe if you want to use a rough rule of thumb, take your interest rate and cut it in half, and that's roughly equivalent to the compounded rate of return that you're getting by paying down your debt. And the reason for that is that when you pay down your debt, the interest charge that you're experiencing is decreasing with every payment, so it's not the same thing as saving money on a compounded basis like you would have by investing. Now what you'll notice there is paying down debt is vastly superior to paying down or to investing in a bank account or putting money into a certificate of deposit at the bank or investing in treasury bonds in your retirement plan. Certainly paying down debt is a fantastic thing to do if you're maybe a conservative or moderate risk investor and you want to reduce the leverage in your life. And from a behavioral finance perspective, paying down your debt is one of the best things you can do. Psychologically, it's enormously beneficial to take that burden off of your shoulders if that's what the math says to do, pay back your debt. So what I would suggest is start with retirement savings, then figure out what your approach is, forgiveness or paying it back. If you're able to lock in a low enough interest rate where it makes sense to invest and you know that you'll lose half of your money occasionally on paper, then sure, go ahead and invest. But I generally find the behavioral benefits for people who have private debt and need to pay it down are tremendous by just paying it off and getting rid of it. So those are a couple characteristics and things you might think about for debt, for whether or not you should be paying it down or investing it. Thanks for listening. And if you are trying to figure this out for yourself, feel free to send me an email, travis@studentloanplanner.com, and I'll let you know if we might be able to help you or not. Thanks.